Good morning. This week's devotion is Who is Preparing the Way Today? This week, we get a double dose of Isaiah in our scriptures for Sunday. Mark refers to the Isaiah passage that we also have for this week in the beginning of his gospel. Mark 1, verses 2 and 3 says, As it is written in the prophet Isaiah, See, I am sending my messenger ahead of you, who will prepare your way. The voice of one crying out in the wilderness, Prepare the way of the Lord, make his path straight. Now, honestly, the first thing I think about when reading or hearing this passage, well, now the opening number from Godspell is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. And if you haven't heard that song, you should look it up. It makes this passage really come to life. But I digress. This passage is referring to John the Baptist coming to prepare people's hearts to hear Jesus. But I wonder, since we read it as we are thinking about preparing our hearts today for Jesus' return, who is John the Baptist for us? Who helps us prepare our hearts to hear the good news of Jesus? Maybe it's our Sunday school teacher. Maybe it's the choir singing a Christmas cantata. Maybe it's the youth putting on a Christmas play. Maybe it's hearing the Christmas story read during the Christmas Eve service. Maybe it's your pastor. Maybe it's listening to Christmas carols on the radio. John the Baptist's message was repent, which means turn around. We are called to turn away from the secular trappings of the season and turn our hearts towards God. It isn't important what reminds you to turn your heart toward God, just that we do. Another thought, could we be called to be the ones to prepare the way for the Lord for others? Now, I'm not talking about wearing camel hair or eating locust, but how can we help others focus on Christ this Christmas? Our church holds a live nativity in the churchyard. Personally, I think people may be wandering over from Walmart to pet the camel, but when they do get a reminder of the Christmas story. They get to take selfies in the manger with Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. The children get Christmas activity books, and everyone gets cookies and cocoa. Is that preparing the way for Jesus? How about those who put a manger scene in their yard at this time of year? Maybe even being joyful and kind to the harried store clerk. So, this Christmas season, think of ways that you could point others to the great love of Jesus. Have a blessed week.